Hey, what's up everyone? Trent here. I started my career as a sales development representative. I had no experience, no past internship experience, and I didn't know what I was doing, frankly. I was the worst performing SDR, and within 2 years, I became one of the top performing SDRs, in the top 5 easily. I documented my process each step of the way. I have notes in this book spanning back to August 23rd, 2018, when I first started working once I graduated college. I'm gonna share with you my exact workflow, what I did wrong, what I did right, and what you need to know to maximize your success as an SDR. Step number 1 is to hit the like button below. I'll give you a minute. Make sure to hit the like button. I hope that was enough time. And what we're gonna get into is how you should structure your day and the top things to consider. So let me share with you exactly how I structure my day. When I first started, I was super inefficient. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know what was important. So the first thing you need to know is how are you incentivized? How are you metriced? Most likely as an SDR, your role is to generate pipeline. That's why you're important to the organization. The more pipeline you can provide your quota carrying sales reps, the greater probability of higher revenues and sales numbers for the organization. So you are gonna be compensated on setting up X number of appointments per month, setting up X number of pipelines, setting up X number of meetings that progress into demo. Whatever it is, figure out what you're compensated on and what you need to do to get there. Me personally, I was compensated based on pipeline. So if I set up a meeting and it's with a good prospect, a good company, it could be a 25K deal value, that's 25K in pipeline, and I needed 200,000 to 250,000 per month. So I asked myself, what were the tasks that put me in the best position to generate the most pipeline possible? It was cold calling, it was emailing, and it was finding more people to call. And then on the side, a little bit of self-development. So ask yourself, what are the buckets that bring you the most success, and how do you structure your day around those tasks? If you're not spending enough time calling, how are you gonna set more meetings? So let me walk through exactly how I structured my day. I would arrive at the office each day at 7:20 a.m. From 7:25 to 7:45, I would prospect. So I would go in my book of accounts, I would go in LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I would go in Zoom Info, and I would find people to call and add them to sequences. Sequences are preset emails and calls, and I use Outreach for that platform, and it pretty much just tracks all your tasks so you can stay more organized. From 7:50 until 10:10 a.m., I would call. I would cold call. Set designated cold calling blocks and stick to it. Stay motivated, stay committed, get through your calls. At 10:15 to 11, I would prospect. So I would find people to call. After calling, I would go right back to finding new people. It's good to break up tasks. I would like to listen to music, podcasts, whatever it is, and find people to call. From 11:05 to 11:25, I would eat lunch. So go shoot the shit with the colleagues and just hang out and say, oh yeah, I got hung up on twice, whatever it is. From 10:45 to 12:30, I would pretty much just do some self-reflection time, try to do a little bit of self-development, try and look at the people I've been adding to sequence, make sure they're good, and then start thinking about sending emails and find more people to call. From 12:45 to 3:45, I would call. The afternoon call block's big. If I could restructure this, 3 p.m. local time to 4:30 to 5 p.m. local time, best time to call. I would then send emails until I left. So whether that was 5 or 6, I would send all my emails. So the next day I had more calls. What can you take away from this process, and why is it so important? Before I answer that, make sure to hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. I make daily sales videos and I want to help you. So I want you to see the next video. We have a lot in the works. What you need to know about this is, you probably can't read this, but repeat every day. You got to repeat this every day, and how you should measure yourself on your effectiveness of these different tasks. If you aren't good and you're not efficient, it's going to take you a long time to do them. As you do it more often, you'll become more efficient. I made 37,000 cold calls in my time as an SDR. I sucked at first. I would get hung up on a lot. Everyone said I sounded like a used car salesman. And eventually I figured out my rhythm and my cadence. It's because I would take notes. I would write down, what are the common objections I face? I know I have a page in here. The most common objections. Oh, I don't have time right now. Oh, I don't have any budget. Write down the objections you face most commonly on a piece of paper, and then write down your ideal response. Go ask someone who's performing well, hey, what do you say to this? Go listen to some of your colleagues' calls, whatever it is. How do you measure your efficiency to really maximize your workflow as an SDR for productivity? It comes down to Moneyball metrics. Moneyball metrics are essentially you evaluating yourself against your answer rate, your set rate, your show rate, and your conversion rate. Let me break this down a little bit more so you understand it. Industry standard for an answer rate is 8%. So of however many calls you make, how many people actually answer the phone? The next is set rate. You want a 15% set rate. Of those people you talk to on the phone, how many do you actually get to agree to another meeting? Of those meetings you actually set, how many people actually show up? That's show rate. Show rate needs to be 80%. And then finally, conversion rate. Of those meetings that happen, how many of them actually progress? Let's put in perspective how hard your job actually is as an SDR, at how hard prospecting actually is. It doesn't get any easier. You just get more efficient and know what to look for, so you get better, but it never gets easier. Put this in perspective. If you make 100 calls and have an 8% answer rate, that's 8 live conversations. If you have a 15% set rate, of those 8 conversations, you will set 1.2 meetings. If you have an 80% show rate, of those 1.2 meetings that you set, 0.96 of them will be completed. And then if you have a 75% conversion rate, of those 0.96 meetings that happen, only 0.72 of those meetings will convert into qualified pipeline. And that's not even taking into account how big the average deal size is. So 0.72 qualified opportunities per 100 calls based on average Moneyball metrics. Are you average? Are you below average? Most likely you're not 100% efficient in those Moneyball metrics. So figure out where can you get better. In that puts in perspective how hard it actually is. Of course, I probably should use per 1,000 calls. It's a lot easier to follow like that. What we need to look at next is you may be thinking, Trent, what you're saying sounds good, but how do I actually apply it? What's important? Here's the advice I recommend to all new SDRs. Any of you who reach out to me on LinkedIn, in the comments below, whatever it is, make sure to hit me up on LinkedIn if you have any specific questions. I'll be there to answer. But a lot of you say, Trent, I'm looking at this SDR role. I'm a new hire. What's most important? What should I know? What was your biggest struggle? Here's how you alleviate all of that. Go seek out senior leaders, the managers, the account executives you respect, or the other high-performing SDRs. Set up time with them and just say, use a script. Seeking advice, seeking wisdom, seeking your guidance. Hey, I really respect what you do. I admire you from a distance. Would love to set up a couple minutes and learn more about your process and what you think is most important. I say that a lot, and I'm genuine with my approach, and I reach out to people I respect and I want to hear from, and use that time to ask specific questions into what you want to get better at. Is it becoming more efficient with finding people to call? Is it setting more meetings, set rate on your calls? Whatever it is, go seek out advice from those leaders, from those other peers of yours, and that will help elevate your game. The next thing I want you to know is that this is a process you must do every day. You have to repeat this process every day. Identify what a successful day looks like for you and base it around output. That's at least how I structured my days. You can see I would track every day. Before I leave the office, I need to make 90 calls. I need to find 25 new people to put in my sequences, so mind prospecting, whatever you call it. I need to send 15 net new emails a day, and then I need to read an article, a post, some product knowledge, whatever it is. And that was every day. That was Monday through Friday. If I completed that, if I made 90 calls, if I sent my emails, if I found people to call, I knew that even if I wasn't good, I would hit my number every time. So identify what a successful day looks like for you and repeat that process each day. Put a post-it note on your desk, right? Win the day. If you win each day, you will find success and you will elevate your game and become a higher performer. When you start performing well, when you start hitting your quota, you're going to naturally get complacent. As an SDR, I perform really well and I would hit my quota within the first week or two. So I would have weeks left in the month where my metrics didn't necessarily matter, and perhaps I had already hit my promotion metrics. This changes as an account executive because your pipeline going into next quarter and the following quarter will dictate your performance. So you always need to be generating pipeline, always need to be performing. That's why mastering these pipeline generation skills are so important to your sales career. Don't rush it, build a foundation and really build those fundamentals. And let me share with you something I wrote in my journal one day. This was what is the 9th month? September. This was September 9th, I think 2018. This is what I wrote. I've already hit my promotion target, so what I do now doesn't really matter as much. My focus is on growing my sales skills, maximizing my potential. In order to make the most of this time, I must take no days off, focus on learning from others, and being more self-aware. get a deeper understanding of the sales cycle, cold call, discovery, push off demo until you understand and can prove the business case, become hyper-focused on the business outcome. What needs do we solve with our tech services? These are my thoughts as an SDR. I didn't have any idea what these meant as an SDR. Now as an account executive, those are the foundational skills I'm trying to master right now. So if you're ahead in your number, if you're trying to get ahead of your number, be consistent each day and start thinking about what do you need to do to always be a step ahead. And that's really how you're gonna maximize your productivity, potential, and your quota attainment as an SDR. I hope you got value from this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel and let me know what you thought in the comments below. I'm happy to help you any way I can, whether it's in the comments or LinkedIn. And let me know what else you would like to know in the comments, and I'd be happy to make a video on it. I wanna share with you my experience. I wanna give you a look inside my head, heart, soul, and my feelings and thinking as I seek out success. And I know you relate to that as well. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.